Here's a fun story. Earlier today, Sunday, a protester carrying a sign was standing outside of the Wilmington, Delaware residence of Joe Biden while Joe Biden was there. Later on in the day, Joe Biden's motorcade drove past that individual who was still standing out in front of Joe Biden's home protesting, holding a sign. Okay, that sounds fine. He was armed. He had a gun. He was armed, standing across the street from the home of the President of the United States with a gun. Let's find out what the Secret Service did. Oh, they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. U.S. Secret Service spokesperson, Special Agent Steve Kopech, said the individual expressing his constitutional rights had no impact on any of the Secret Service's protectees' movements. He was standing across the street from the home of the United States president with a gun. And I would be reacting exactly the same way if it was some fucking chowderhead on the left who was standing out in front of Mar-a-Lago with a gun. This is not what we do. And the Secret Service did jack shit about it. Why? Because he was holding a sign. That made him a protester, not a threat. What would the Secret Service have done if he was not holding a sign, if he was not protesting, if he was just a guy standing across the street from the home of the President of the United States with a gun? You can't do that at the White House. You're allowed to do that at the President's personal residence, where there's even less security than there is at the White House. When you do it at his home, you're a protester. Walk up to the fucking White House gates holding a gun. See what happens. Right, Tanner? Yeah, the dogs are home. Makes me happy. I know. And I'm yelling, so Tanner's getting cranky. This is unbelievable to me. This is unbelievable to me. I don't even know who the fucking Secret Service works for anymore. Does every Secret Service agent have a MAGA hat in his back seat? We saw what they did and what they didn't do on January 6th. And we have learned what they did and didn't do on January 6th. And we have learned that everyone who was in the Secret Service, except for Mike Pence's security detail, who were calling their wives and kids and saying, I'm going to die today. I love you. I'm sorry I won't ever see you again. Because the rest of the Secret Service didn't share their information with them, and the rest of the Secret Service thereafter immediately deleted all of their emails and text messages. Who the fuck does the Secret Service work for right now? Because it sure as hell isn't Joe Biden. Standing out in front of his home with a gun. But because he had a sign, he's a protester. You think they would have done anything different if he wasn't holding a sign? What was on his sign? Let's look at his sign. It had 4 lines to it. Bidens are criminals. There's absolutely no evidence that Joe Biden has ever done anything criminal, ever. 9 months of investigations, 5 years plus of investigations into Hunter Biden by a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney. There's no evidence that Joe Biden has ever committed a crime. 20 shell companies. That's line 2 of his sign. I did a TikTok on this the other day. 20 shell companies, none of which belong to Joe Biden. I did a TikTok on this the other day. Donald Trump and the Trump Organization, which is owned by Donald Trump, has 500 shell companies which are owned by Donald Trump. 25 times more shell companies than members of the Biden family, none of which are owned by Joe Biden. 25 times more owned by Donald Trump, let alone the $2 billion that Jared got from the Saudis, or the 18 or 20 Chinese patents Ivanka got while she had an office in the fucking West Wing. Line 3, where's the laptop? That's a great question. In December of 2019, Donald Trump, Bill Barr, Christopher Wray, Trump's DOJ, Trump's FBI subpoenaed Hunter Biden's laptop and got it in December 2019, 11 months before Election Day in 2020. Bill Barr said there was nothing on it that was actionable. Bill Barr said there was nothing on it that was criminal. Bill Barr said there was nothing on it that implicated Joe Biden in anything. Last line of his sign, 10% for the big guy. House Republicans have been investigating Joe Biden for 9 months. They've paraded one clown of a witness in front of their committees after another. This is our bombshell. This guy's our bombshell witness. Oh shit, he's got multiple felonies. Oh shit, he's running from U.S. law enforcement. Oh shit, he totally didn't say what we thought he was going to say. House Republicans have developed absolutely zero evidence that Joe Biden has ever broken a law. A Trump-appointed U.S. attorney has been investigating Hunter Biden, his finances, his taxes, all of his overseas earnings. That U.S. attorney has been investigating him for 5.5 years and came up with 2 tax charges and a gun charge that he was going to put into diversion, meaning he signed an agreement saying, I'm not going to bring these charges against Hunter Biden that don't implicate Joe Biden. And now, after a month of political pressure from Republicans, he brought 3 felony charges against Hunter Biden. 3 felony charges that are never brought against any other citizen of the United States of America relative to the purchase, possession, or ownership of a handgun, absent that handgun having also been used in a violent crime. Hunter Biden owned that gun for 11 days, never loaded it, never fired it. And I hate that these fucking dickheads have me out here defending Hunter Biden, who I think is a shitty person. Who does the Secret Service work for now? Because they sure as hell don't work for Joe Biden.